Vanilla person said something that is racist. Are they the end racist? A racist. I was listening to um, Ariel, the drag queen, and she was saying that what she said was racist, and it was very much so racist. And I've been thinking about racism for a while, and like in my own life, the times when I've been racist and or said racist things that I don't, and that I'm definitely not racist. But then I start thinking, like, am I? And as a person of color, do you get like an allotted amount of racist things to say before you can technically be labeled a racist? And it's like, no, like racism is racism. Saying racist things is saying racist things. And it's 2019, and unfortunately, racism still exists, and it exists. It's very skewed. It's mainly towards people who have melanin in their skin, and that's shit. But reverse racism in itself, saying that, is racist, because you're basically saying that you can only be racist if you are of a certain color and the other person is of a certain color, and that is not true. Racism in and of itself is you, the individual, saying the words or having the thoughts or having the mentalities or the behaviors, you believing that the race you are is superior to any other race, another race. That is racism. And if we as melanated individuals think that just because we suffered and we continue to suffer through so many things, that gives us the rights to then be racist, we're thinking wrong. We're thinking wrong. And, you know, I know it's difficult to not be racist sometimes. I realize that. I realize that when you, for example, I just came from Ukraine, and I've been going to Ukraine for 6 years, and I realized that I can no longer go there. And part of the reason, not the whole reason, but part of the reason is because they're racist there. They're racist and they're ignorant. And sometimes you can't tell the difference between the two. And some people will say, well, racism is ignorance. Yes, racism is ignorance. But racism is also, in my opinion, a subset of ignorance. Like, it's a very specific ignorance, if you get what I'm saying. And now I'm in another country, and it's not too many black people here, and I can't. I don't love it here. I don't hate it here. I love it here in the summertime because I'm around a lot of babies, and I love babies. But and by babies I mean basically anyone under the age of 25. But it's not as difficult to for me to not say racist things, or not think like, okay, well, I just came from this country where there's so many white people and they were like really ignorant towards me, and now I'm here and there are a lot of white people, and then so they might be ignorant towards me. A few years ago, even like 10 years ago, yeah, maybe, but now, I mean, come on, I realize that not everyone is the same, blah 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 blah, and I can recognize the difference between just ignorance and then like when you're being blatantly racist. Like, I feel like that's the difference in me now. Like, I recognize the difference, and so for me, I treat them differently, treat the situation differently if it's like blatant racism versus ignorance.